When Mother Earth needs to manifest herself, she does, and she will. It is she who has control over us, not the other way around. Let's understand that humans do not have the power to move the universe or any part of it, we are the origin. Like a mother to her child, she cares for him even before he is born, guides him by the hand, and knows what is best for him and for herself. So, our Mother Gaia continues to take care of us because we are still children. Until we grow up, she will give us freedom, and she will also free herself. But we are still in the first stage, barely in the gestation period. Thus, it is our mother who knows what to do with us and with herself. And for this reason, she will manifest herself as needed at the time of birth. This involves climatic changes, earth movements, the shedding of her crust to release her crystal wrapped inside. This is necessary for her children to obtain their complete crystallization, which will enable them to escape all the hardship caused by what the Great Birth represents and at the same time rescue all the native life of Gaia. This is why the natural disasters that Gaia will experience cannot be avoided, because they are the very means that will help Gaia's birth manifest, through which a new life will be born for each and every being here, including Gaia herself, the Earth or the blue planet. All this will happen before the supernova. It has to be this way because if life is not rescued, it would suffer a reset or total forgetting of the millions of lives and work in this experimentation of what is the origin. And that is not possible. We cannot lose what has cost us so much. We know we are eternal, that our being would not be lost, but our memory would be lost after an event like that of a supernova, and that is why there are 5 plans that have been underway during this first stage, the origin, which is what we are experiencing. Let's now talk about the 5 cosmic plans that have been executing in this exciting reality. One of them is the plan to understand the DNA of beings with red blood, and we can call it a plan in which beings seek to understand the DNA of the origin. How do they feel? What does scarcity consist of? What is that thing we call evil? And all the details of evolution at the beginning of life. The second plan is to experiment with bacteriology, human resistance to possible bacteria on different planes, for example, when Gaia's life is transported to the red planet where it will live its second stage in evolution, such as the case of COVID. A third cosmic plan is the experimentation of war, which allows knowing the resistance of Gaia's elements and humans in a situation of such scarcity. The fourth cosmic plan consists of climate change and disembodiment. This is because there are beings with very few lives and little evolution. They will experience what disembodiment is in situations of extreme and disastrous climates. And the fifth plan consists of taking humanity and all life on Gaia to the red planet before the supernova. The 5 plans are happening simultaneously. Remember that all the races of the universe, through a cloning of their DNA with the native of Gaia, have been present to fulfill these cosmic plans and ultimately carry out the Great Rescue. Understand that in universal races such as Emmas, Greys, Whites, Reptilians, Pleiadians, Orions, etc., there is no evil, since evil as we know it only exists here, in the lowest dimension, which is the origin, and which is nothing more than a product caused by scarcity. And the beings of all the races of the universe are beings without scarcity, of an enlightened, highly elevated, and crystallized consciousness, and they only live and experience here through us humans. They came to see what scarcity is like, but once outside this earthly dimension in the universe, there is no scarcity. Therefore, evil is not possible there. Stay until the end to know how the rescue is planned. First, let's know that among the beings of the first peoples, the most evolved are also called beings of light because they are fused with DNA of an elevated being, which is their father who guides them to advance in evolution from the beginning of life and also know how to help the native without DNA of a being of light, to be able to rescue him. These beings in number are considered to be about 4.5 billion, while the natives are estimated to be approximately 3.5 billion, plus those of the second fall. But what we want to make clear at this point is that among these beings of light who will be in charge of the rescue, there are different evolutionary levels among them. So, we can know that there are the so-called protectors, the guardians, disciples, and the archangels. The protectors are the closest in understanding to the natives, so they will be the ones in charge of helping them more directly, taking care of them, and protecting them. Then we have the guardians. They are in charge of protecting the beings of light with a lower evolutionary vibration. For example, in the case of someone who dies and requires guidance, there are the guardians who will help in the transition, and if necessary, they will dress as the Virgin Mary, someone highly venerated for the one who is departing, or even as a family member of theirs, to make their transition easier. In the case of the disciples, they are preparing and studying a lot because they have come to Gaia for that purpose, since it will be the first time they will make a rescue. As for the archangels, as their name implies, they are angels with an arc for rescue, and they have all the experience and wisdom for this type of rescue since they have done it many times. They can perform all the functions of the aforementioned ones. They can be guardians, protectors, or disciples, as well as archangels. It is the archangels who are in charge of carrying out the great rescue, but first, they will rescue themselves, then they will rescue all those who are part of the first peoples or beings of light, so that together they can take care of the rescue of all life on Gaia. For the rescue plan, there are 333 ships, which will go to the Great Mother Ship, the Great Andromeda, the mother of all ships. Beings of light have a higher level of consciousness than Gaia's children, since they have universal consciousness that gives them their elevated being, all with the purpose of helping the Gaian native to progress. The 1444 are beings of light who are joining with their soulmate, whose objective is to open portals of light to guide in the rescue mission. These 2888 will also form their trine flame to allow them to open portals to lead the way to the second home. In this rescue plan, the first 13 masters are already here. The 33 have already arrived, the 333 are joining, and the 2888 will meet in a place south of the planet, in Argentina, in this material plane. Many beings of light are already joining this higher cause. Soon, the planet will undergo great changes, and for this, we must be prepared. Consciousness accelerates as our energetic body, or fourth energy body, is forming, and with it, our consciousness also accelerates, including the consciousness of time, and that is why the end time, or leaving this planet, cannot be determined precisely, but we will move to a higher level of life, so we don't have to worry. All native life will go to the promised paradise, the second evolutionary stage. The beings of the second fall are returning to their elevated father, to the universe, although before that, they will attend Gaia in her new birth or delivery. And the beings of the first peoples or beings of light, fused with the DNA of elevated beings, some will go with native life to the red planet, others will return to the universe with their elevated father, as is the case with the archangels. Where are you? If you are listening to this, you surely belong to the first peoples. But the most important thing is to work on your own rescue, and for that, you have to be true, absolute truth, and grateful, whatever you are or represent in this macro and divine experiment. Remember, our value lies in recognizing our important role in this life and fulfilling our mission to the fullest extent of our being. If you like our content, support us with a like and subscribe to be notified of new content. And we really appreciate your comments or questions. Enjoy life and be happy.